The
how they
Talmud.
perform it, but mitzvah pay is in the Talmud.
It's called
And then
Mafitz Pay.
You can pronounce
Can
it
we all
however you want.
agree that should
But
be
it doesn't
Yeah,
It's called Mafitz Buffet. Like, dude, is the dude putting his mouth on babies or not, man? But you're going to correct his Hebrew to show your scholarly dominance, your superiority, man. Why is y'all doing this? It's only in the Talmud. King Solomon sent pre-Germans to Germany. It's only in the Talmud. But if he did, we know Germans are swarthy. But now they got to connect that. The whole Europe used to be swarthy, so-called black. And they're going to bring it up. And guess who's going to disagree? The other white. The other white's going to disagree. Jake Shield's going to say, hey, man, I don't believe Europe was ever white. I don't believe Europe was ever ruled by melanated niggas because he got to stand on his white power. So I want you to see the battle of the whites, man.
didn't even have Mafitz Pay for me, and it's not like
I don't believe you.
Well, that's not for me to care about. I don't care. You know, I'll tell you one thing that like sometimes it's crazy because like I'll like seriously drop a truth bomb on people and they'll be like, I don't believe you. You must have been your penis sucked as a baby.
I'll take your word for it.
When you grew up, did you grow up? What type of Judaism was it? Messianic, non-Messianic, Orthodox, unorthodox? How did you grow up?
So I grew up as probably assimilated as possible.
No. I'm not talking about like once you got older. I'm talking about
when I grew up.
Your family, were they Orthodox?
I'm telling you. I'll give you my background.
He ain't gonna give him his background. I'm just letting y'all know. He can't answer no question. Let me know when he answers a question.
So I'm the 5th generation Jew on both sides of my family from Los Angeles, which is literally unheard of. In the Bible, God says he's going to exile you to the 4 corners of the land.
That's not you guys, though. We're not on that. I just want
to
know
Ashkenazi Jews, just so you know, like we literally went to London, South Africa.
You did not.
Sydney, Australia, and Los.
So when the Creator says you'll be exiled to the 4 corners of the earth, he's saying all this prophecy fits the Ashkenaz. He's not even looking out for the other tribes. He's just like, yeah, I don't know about Judah. I don't know about Judah, Simeon, Reuben, Gad, Naphtali, Manasseh, Ephraim. I don't know about none of y'all, but Ashkenaz, we went to London, and then we flew to... He's talking about a world tour that the Ashkenaz went on as if it was the Creator's prophecy of the people. My gosh, man. Hey, y'all let me know if y'all want me to continue. I don't know if I can continue. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. This is crazy talk. I'm going to drop a few more minutes. I'm not even going to go too much, man. I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to see like what the interest is, man. And if y'all want me to keep the water flowing here, I'm going to do it, man. I'll do it for y'all. I ain't going to, dig on this whole 2-hour situation if that's not what y'all want. Whew, I'm only 6 minutes in, man. I still got to get it back for a stack.
So I grew up as probably assimilated as possible.
No. I'm not talking about like once you got older. I'm talking about
when I grew up.
Your family, were they Orthodox?
I'll give you my background. So I'm the 5th generation Jew on both sides of my family from Los Angeles, which is literally unheard of. In the Bible, God says he's going to exile you to the 4 corners of the land.
That's not you guys, though. We're not on that. I just want to know
And the Ashkenazi Jews, just so you know, like we literally went to London, South Africa.
You did not.
Sydney, Australia, and Los Angeles, the 4 corners of the land. It's very interesting in the Bible. No, I'm telling you, I'm from Los Angeles.
The 4 corners is us. So.
Well, you might have gone to Los Angeles also. Did you guys build an air roof?
Damn, dog. Do you see this serpent, man? I can't do it. Did y'all fly to Los Angeles too on Continental Airlines? Oh, maybe you went to Los Angeles too. We went to Sydney, Australia. It's a mockery of the Most High, man. And if he represents his people like he say he do, like, How can they stand on this? How can they stand next to this and say it's true? They're all squirming like this? I would hope not. I'm trying to isolate this to this jabroni over here named Adam, you know. He has the nerve to be named Adam, a nerve to be named King. The Cohen's got a nerve to be named Khan. You squirming, man.
So, for example, when you talk about Russia, you can get a book called The Russian Icons. And when you see the images of the Israelites there, they're black. When you talk about Europe and what they call the Dark Ages, you can see where black people ruled Europe. When you talk about Africa, you can see our transition
the black
into
people
Africa.
ruled Europe.
In my opinion, no.
Here we go. Battle of the Whites. Look at his eyes. Look at both of their eyes. Look at both of their eyes. Now we know this is a stone cold lie. And we know we got stone cold facts of this hot fire. And why does this jabroni need 3 water bottles? It's crazy. Other dude got I don't know what kind of drinks he's on. Some coconut water. Some other Himalayan Red Bull, man. He got a picture with other whites holding like an AR-15, like a rifle. Just look what type of time they are. Why did he even need to interject if he don't got facts? In my opinion, no. Blacks never ruled Europe. And then later he's gonna be, unless you're talking to Moors. Like, what the hell else are we talking about? Moor means great, man. Moor is not just one tribe. It's anybody really melanated that were great. Royals would be called Moors by these historians. We all Moors to them. They're not in our tribe. They don't know the difference. Damn, man. Look at them, man.
I mean, like, that's news to me.
This is why I say y'all the same white. That's why it's good for y'all.
No, he was like
because
the host
you
white.
called on him for help.
Skeptical.
Like, you called on, this is what Jewish people, what you just did,
well, I mean,
is
like,
what Jewish people do when they ask Trump for help in the war.
I'm being neutral because
you couldn't beat me in the debate, so you ran to your daddy.
I'm gonna have your back on some things.
So basically,
I'm just sharing my honest opinion.
The only time that blacks ever had any sort of rulership.
I'm just glad that
Okay, let me answer you then. Let me answer you like a scholar would, okay? The only time that I know if blacks had any sort of rulership in Europe were the Moors of Spain.
Why did they call them swarthy? Why did they call them the Douglases?
This is like news to me.
Why did they call one of the kings
all of a sudden, what's that show on?
Oh, he's going to change the subject to a show. He said, this is news to me. This is new, but you're supposed to be a scholar. Him saying that Nagas were ruling Europe is news to the Jew. But he's supposed to be a scholar. And Jake done backpedaled way out of this by now. He don't have no facts. He can't bring up one book that says Europe was only white. Europe was ruled by... Nah. Not in the face of actual truth, man. They're just looking at each other for help. They need each other, man. It's 2-on-1.
Netflix.
It shows all the people black.
Yeah.
Why did they call one of the kings Black Boy?
I don't know the name of the show.
It's like Upton
Alley.
Alley.
Why did they call one of the kings Black Boy? Why did Ben Franklin say we don't want America to be black like Europe was? They make these statements because that's what it was. Benjamin Franklin made that statement.
Is what?
Yeah, that we don't want America to be black like Europe. That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're telling me the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, Europe was like black?
Yes. When we say black, like you see, like America is predominantly white, but there's other ethnicities, of course, in America. So I'm not saying there's no white people there. There's no other type of people, but we were ruling, and it's just as simple as when
you're
Rome
saying during
fell,
you think they were like
Bonaparte.
the primary rulers.
Yeah.
It's not a prime debate today.
Right.
Hold on, Benjamin Franklin, though, right?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
So Benjamin Franklin was a contemporary, roughly, of Napoleon Bonaparte, right?
Okay.
So, but Napoleon Bonaparte.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about who's contemporaneous? What's the facts? Was Europe ruled by melanated people? It's news to me. Wait, are you saying Benjamin Franklin, Napoleon Bonaparte were contemporaneous? Contemporaries? Why are you trying to twist the facts? And Jake Shill's like, oh yeah, well that's up for debate. But you brought up your 2 senses and said, I don't agree. But you came with no facts. And when the brother's trying to kick facts, multitudes of facts, it's going over your heads, through y'all. Y'all not even paying attention. Y'all looking at each other, working together. This is what they do, man. I just want you to peep the energy shift. Peep how the energy shifts with a dragonfly perspective. My Nagas, we've gained a Dracan perspective, 369, to see clearly, so we could sit at any table and say, yeah, I don't have to, agree with everything you all, but I also ain't got to disagree with everything you all. It depends on the topic. It depends on what we are. We have our unique perspective. We can have a unique seat at the table, but we ain't gonna be with this buffoonery, and we ain't gonna be with no play. We take our stuff a little too serious, which is what everyone should take themselves and their history and their ancestry, and of course the Most High over everything, extremely serious. You ain't gonna be playing with Drop Nation at this table, man. You damn sure ain't gonna be playing with Drop at this table. We tearing this shit, we tearing this stuff up from beginning to end, man. We're not dealing with none of this, you know what I'm saying, jabroniness, man. A bunch of, conversation, switching topics, a bunch of distractions, a bunch of circus. You know what I mean? So, hey, Tazaria got the patience for it. We know that they put people out ahead of us sometimes. So now when we say Hebrew Israelite, they're thinking camps. They're thinking, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's a stereotype of the Hebrew Israelite. You can't even put one after the other anymore. You gotta break it down a whole other type of way. You know what I'm saying? Without getting the stereotype. Just because we waking up, they put a Hebrew Israelite stereotype in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still observing. I'm still trying to figure out how much of it is, true to life, how much of it is stereotype. And that's anybody that's watching as a viewer needs to, know as they wake up and know that they're Hebrews, know that they are the tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But they put a figure like Tazariak or these other figures, Sonetta TV, different things, everyone coming in and out. We got camps in every city, you know what I mean? And they come out, they do their thing, love to the bros. And again, this ain't about focusing on our differences, right? But we also are being violated with this stereotype from the Nagas that are the Khan dynasty waking up. There's already a depiction. By the time you say Hebrew Israelite, people are thinking about people on the corner yelling at people on the ShaBat about this and this and that and that and this. Not the actual awakening, right? Not the actual awareness community. Not the conscious community, the awareness community that's, getting a perspective unique for themselves as they study and search for themselves, man. They don't have to fall into none of these camps. They ain't got to fall into none of these Moorish science groups. They ain't got to fall into none of these percenters of this, percenter of that. It's just the truth, man. Not a title. It's the truth. What would HaWah really call you? Would he call you Hebrew Israelite? These are titles. What's our name, right? How would HaWah say our name? So we're speaking for that. We're speaking for the nameless, man. So I don't like nobody fronting on us. I don't like nobody disrespecting and violating our flow, our image, right? What image can you place on the Creator's children? You know what I mean? So they can dress up, they can rock their jewels, you know what I'm saying? They can put on the full uniform, my naga, but if you still are going through another power to get to your power, if you're still calling on Jesus, man, then you seem to be a gateway for my niggas that's, you know what I'm saying, lost on a Sunday sermon that get to keep their Jesus by joining your group. But now they call it an Israelite name. Now they got an Israelite, you know what I'm saying, costume around it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we didn't get put in captivity because of our fringes or lack of wearing fringes. We didn't get put in this captivity, my nigga, for how long your beard is, man. This is vanity. You keep putting the power before your power or next to your power or thinking Jesus is God and keeping this JC, your HaWah. So that can never represent us. There ain't no place for the true King David in these groups. Your HaWah is there, man. And there damn sure ain't no place for the actual creator. Not when you got to put another name before it or next to it, man. So it's to all my niggas that, you know, you might get woken up and put right into an organization, put right into a box, put right into a situation. You bigger than that box. You bigger than that situation. You're the firstborn. Bond. Never forget who you are. But at this table right here, man, I just want you to open your eyes and see clear. It's not about rooting for one person. This is about, you know, rooting for the truth, man. And I want you to see how the lies get squirmed around the table on all sides. But also I want you to search for truth and get the babies out the bathwater, because everybody got a piece of the truth, right? See clearly.
Part a little bit even before.
Read all the paintings.
So the question that I have to you, during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, you're saying that black people were ruling in Europe.
Yeah, black people were in power.
In Europe.
Just like you can have
What is that show called?
So as America,
who cares what the show's called? You just ask the brother a question, then you're gonna change the subject and start looking down. Look at these goofballs, man. What's the show called? You just asked the brother an important question. You asked him, were Nagas ruling? And then you change the subject immediately to a damn show.
As America, as a country, had what's called a black president for a time, even though white people.
Who was our first black president? It wasn't Barack.
Let me say it differently.
Obama's Jewish.
African American.
Obama's Jewish.
They can't stop cutting them off. And Jake's trying to be more innocent, but look at his face. He's loving this shit. He's loving it. And he's loving it. He's loving it. See, the demons really work together, man. They act like they don't, but they do. Let them answer the damn question, right? But these serpents can't do it, man.
Just kidding.
No, Obama is African, so I wouldn't say black.
He's okay.
Because we're not African.
You guys do yourself differently, correct?
Yeah, we're definitely different.
It's a general.
We haven't had a black president.
You said there was.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I could do. Now he wants to demand an answer to who's the first black president. Just remember what he was just trying to answer 30 seconds ago.
Ethnicities, of course, in America. So I'm not saying there's no white people there. There's no other type of people.
We're talking about Nagas ruling Europe. And look how they try to sidestep it to who's the first black president of America. This is what the serpent does.
But we were ruling, and it's just as simple as when
you're saying it during
you think they were like the primary rulers.
Yeah,
it's not a prime debate today.
Right.
Hold on, Benjamin Franklin, though, right?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
So Benjamin Franklin was a contemporary, roughly, of Napoleon Bonaparte, right?
Okay.
So, but Napoleon Bonaparte a little bit even before.
Read all the paintings.
So the question that I have to you, during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, you're saying that black people were ruling in Europe.
Yeah, black people were in power.
In Europe.
Just like you can have.
What is that show called?
So as America, as a country, had what's called a black president for a time, even though white people.
Who was our first black president? It wasn't Barack.
Let me say it differently.
Obama's Jewish.
African American.
Obama's Jewish.
Just kidding.
No, Obama is African, so I wouldn't say black.
He's okay.
Because we're not African.
You guys do yourself differently, correct?
We're definitely different.
It's a general.
We haven't had a black president.
You said there was a secret
I
black president.
I didn't use secret.
No, I'm asking you.
That's what
I'm trying to get you to define it because I'm fascinated by the story.
Black sounds good for you guys, but for us to be ethnically correct, Obama has an African father and a white mother. So for us, he's not one of our people.
Right. You know, I agree with you there. I don't like the term black.
Whoa. What happened to Nagas ruling Europe? They have successfully transitioned to another subject. I just want you to pay attention to how the energy shifts. We're not going to get the answer he was giving us. The only reason why he brought up America having its first so-called black president is to talk about how the rulership was here and there, connecting it to the so-called black rulership of Europe. Then they transitioned to Obama. He brought up Obama to make a point. They took it as, you know, they whatever he's saying, they're going to ask him a question about to throw him off from the original question. I just want you to see this, man. Now we're talking about what? Now we're talking about what?
Black or white. I think like it's completely ethnically incorrect, and it like the world is so much more diverse.
I don't like the term Jewish.
Black and white. Well, two are colors and one is an ethnicity. So
Jewish is not an ethnicity though.
How about
Jewish
like Yehuda?
Wait, hold up.
Or Judah.
Wait. Jewish is not an ethnicity.
Judah is the family.
I didn't say Judah. I said Jewish.
Jud-ish is Jud-ish.
Jewish.
Okay. I think this might be as far as I can go without my head exploding for a second. I don't know, man. It's 2 hours of this, man. But again, like I said, I'm going to make this Patreon flow a lot of reaction base. And I got some other things I want to react to. That's just crazy, man. I want to talk about some things, man. Maybe we'll start watching some, you know, Vlad TVs and No Jumpers and just reacting to, you know, some of the base level content out there, because I think that's where we got to kind of meet our Nagas at, you know, some of my Nagas at. You know, sometimes, man, just for, you know, just to tune into what's happening, I might just put on an interview and see what's happening. You know what I mean? But the Adam 22s and the Vlads and these jabronis here, man, it's getting faker and faker and faker. We really got to get our popcorn now. For the dismount, I'm going to do like, you know, I'm going to try to get to the 10-minute mark and come back to it. Damn. For the dismount.
African father and a white mother. So for us, he's not one of our people.
Right. You know, I agree with you there. I don't like the term black or white. I think like it's completely ethnically incorrect, and it like the world is so much more diverse.
I don't like the term Jewish.
Black and white. Well, two are colors and one is an ethnicity. So
Jewish is not an ethnicity though.
How about Jewish like Yehuda?
Wait, hold up.
Now he says Jewish is an ethnicity. When challenged on it by Tazaryak, he says, well, how about Yehuda? So he went from Jud-ish to Judah, right in your face. So even though they're saying I'm Jud-ish, you know, I'm smart-ish, strong-ish, cool-ish, black-ish, I'm Judah. Now he's like, nah, I'm Judah. Now, Judah is a tribe. So now the Ashkenaz is claiming to be Judah, right in your face.
Judah.
Wait. Jewish is not an ethnicity.
Judah is the family.
I didn't say Judah. I said Jewish.
Jud-ish is Jud-ish.
Jewish.
How can you be Jud-ish? Man, make it make sense. I